Good morning, it's Barbara. It is cold outside, and when I went out earlier, it was like 28. So it's really cold outside. Happy Advent Day 2. Good morning, it's Barbara. I have hat hair today, so I decided to keep the hat on. I was out early this morning. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Happy Advent Day number 2, December 2nd. So, lots to talk about. So last night, I finally realized that Pearl had been outside for a really long time, and it was a time when she would normally be inside because it was time for their evening treat. They get a rawhide at 7. And she wasn't around at 7, and about 20 after 7 I realized, so I kind of called her because I thought, she was outside, and she didn't come, so I thought, oh, well, never mind. About 20 after 8, I'm like, Pearl is never outside this long. What's going on? So I got up to look, and there she was, standing at the bottom of the steps. There are 3 steps at the deck. One arm dangling, trying to get up the steps, 3-legged. And she was putting 0 weight on that arm. So I called Dennis, and he helped her up the steps, and she just laid down the whole night. She hardly wanted her treat. So he took her to the vet this morning, first thing this morning. They don't have hours like, taking clients on Mondays. I don't know what they do. I guess they're doing surgeries and things. Hold on. I misunderstood. They do take clients, but they were completely booked. And finally they said, well, you can drop her off, and we'll look at her when we can. And on the phone, they said it was Dr. Schroeder, who's the vet we don't really care for too much, but we love, love, love our vet. So Dennis took her, and our vet was there. Thank goodness. And she said they would be able to x-ray her today. And so she jacked up that shoulder something terrible last night. She's been a little limpy, but just slightly, and she was getting better, and then now she's a 3-legged dog. So, and last night there was no pee. So we told Dr. Lori, Dennis told Dr. Lori that she might have a urinary tract infection or something, because it could have been Pearl. The problem is we don't know which dog. So Pearl's getting checked, and if it's not Pearl and it continues, then we'll have Mace at the vet another day. But meanwhile, Pearl's a mess. But I'm so relieved that Dr. Lori's there and can give her an x-ray. So we'll know something today, and that's good, because Dr. Lori's an excellent diagnostician, and we feel very confident in her. So very upsetting morning. Meanwhile, happy Advent Day number 2. So let me continue reporting on day number 1, because this leg thing was a day number 1 event. So while Laura and I were sitting there talking, I wound the trilogy yarn, Drew the Lizard. Now, Dennis wasn't familiar with Drew the Lizard, and he's read Alice in Wonderland, and I googled Drew the Lizard, and I couldn't find any reference to Drew the Lizard. So I'm not sure what that reference is, but I can tell you it knits up so beautifully. And these colors here that are looking like really bright orange to you read red to me in my light. So I'm just letting you know that those are red. But it's sparkly and it's yummy, and I really like this color a lot. It reads very, very fall, autumn to me. So this hat, it's a free hat. I'll go get the pattern in a minute. I can never remember the name. Extraordinary Turn or something Turn. Anyway, I showed you that before. Hold on, I'll get it. Unexpected turn. Unexpected turn. Helen Bingham Designs. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. Unexpected turn. Those are the kind of things I just can't remember. I don't know why. Anyway, I am hoping this fits me because I started it using the number of cast-on stitches that the pattern called for, and I knit enough that I could put it on my head, and I had it on a bigger needle, bigger cord, and when I put it on my head, it was so big. I don't have a small head, but it's 20 inches, 20 and a quarter, something like that. Anyway, I'm hoping this fits nicely because I started over with 126. I think the pattern calls for 138, and I went to 126, I think. I'm not sure. I went to 123, and then I realized it's a 3x3 rib, and I realized that wasn't going to work, so I went to 126, and that worked. I cast on 123, and then I, increased when I realized it wasn't going to work. Anyway, I think it's beautiful. The pattern calls for 4 inches of rib to start with, and you're supposed to turn it up just as I do, and I like a turned up rim. And I knit as far as I felt like knitting, and then I stopped and I cut the yarn off thinking, I'm starting the new yarn. I'm contemplating continuing with the whole rib with this yarn for a couple of reasons. I really like the yarn, so I'm fine with the whole rim being this yarn. The other thing is when you turn it up, it's going to be a 2-inch rim. Mine's even bigger than that, but at least a 2-inch rim. And if I put a new yarn here for, 1.5 inches or 2 inches, that yarn isn't going to show when I wear the hat. And that seems like a waste also. So I have about 9 grams left in this little ball. And since I have a lot of minis in my world, and I'm getting 100 minis this month, I'm thinking I don't really need to keep this. I could just keep going. Now that would mean that I wouldn't be working on a new yarn probably today unless I do a lot more knitting. I could at least start a new one, and I am planning on making my stripes variable width, so that could still work. But I am contemplating attaching this again and doing the whole 4 inches in the same yarn. So that's what my thinking is. But I enjoyed knitting with it, and those are not as red on the screen as they are in my. They're red and orange anyway, and it's sparkly, and I'm really happy with it. So thank you, Nancy. Very beautiful. All right, so that's yesterday. Oh, the other thing yesterday was I got this color, and I have this empty palette. Now, I don't know that until I use that paint down to make it a little shorter, it's not going to close in this case, but that's okay. See how it's a little bit up. And this is a new color I bought weeks ago that I haven't even tried. This is Cochineal, and in a tube, and so I'm not gonna get all these in my Advent, so I thought I could fill up one and try it. But this yarn, this paint is very sparkly. So I made a list. First thing I did, which is I said I was going to do, I made my list, and I went upstairs and I worked in setting up my watercolor station. Now, it's not completely set up, but it's set up enough that I did some watercolor last night. And I'm showing you, even though it's not that good, this is the new paint I got. And can you see that sparkle? So that is a shimmery color, which is fun. And this is the Cochineal, And the rest of the colors here are from the palette that Verena sent me in my wonderful package that was full of coffee too. And I hadn't used her paints yet, and those are from hers. And this is from the palette that Verena sent me. And this is the bottom layer, and it's going to have pine trees and stuff. Whether it's going to actually turn into something that looks a little bit Christmassy, I have no idea. I haven't started on my Christmas cards, but I did make a good start, and I have something that I can cross off my list. All right, so 10 minutes, and I'm not even opening my advents yet. So those of you who don't want to see all those advents, I'm starting now, so I'll say goodbye. So, day 2. This is from my friend Megan in New Zealand. The yarn, which is like Fort Knox. The papers, I have a scissors here because she just, I don't know. She must get her tape for free. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh. Ornaments, New Zealand ornaments, tiny little ornaments, bells. Excuse me. I don't know. That might be a plant. This is a kiwi. That I know. And this is one of the other birds. And this is the fern leaf that is like a symbol of New Zealand. How fun. Oh my gosh. I think I am going to have to. And yesterday I got Santa. Megan suggested that maybe I get a tension rod over one of my windows and just do all New Zealand ornaments. And that's starting to sound like a really good idea. Look how many. And I have some from years past too. How fun. Thank you, Megan. I can't believe I opened that before I opened the yarn, which is amazing. I'm taped like crazy. Lilac. Lilac. So she said that she's using 3 different colors, and the names are the names that are on the die. The die was named Lilac. But look how beautifully tonal that is. OMG. I love it. I love it. And I really love the teal that she had yesterday. I'm tempted to not put these in my unexpected turn, but rather do something with them, just them. I really love the cowls that I've made, and I've made 2 Advent cowls, but I'm thinking maybe I will save these and do a cowl. I don't know. It depends. I mean, I can imagine at the unexpected turn one of these is just going to be the next perfect color, and I might use them. But gorgeous. Thank you, Megan. OMG. Really love that one. Really love that one. Okay. Oh, here's my Trilogy yarn. Day 2. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, she used a lot of tissue. Ooh, that's pretty. Trying to decide if that's showing up pretty close, really. Drink Me Bottle. That I recognize as an Alice in Wonderland reference. Drink Me Bottle. Oh. That's very interesting. Wonder how that will be next. I think that would be good. I mean, it obviously doesn't match, but oh, that Well, I have a lot of trouble looking at a yarn in its skein like this and picturing how it's going to look when I knit it up. I couldn't picture how this was going to look knitted up, and I just love the way it knitted up. I am quite confident that I'm going to love the way this knits up. Very, very fun. So, I'm so tickled with my Trilogy Advent. I was so disappointed in my biological botanical yarns Advent last year. It's so fun to be excited about my Advent. Okay, Sweet Sparrow, day 2. Oh, now this is a tweed yarn, and you know, she gave me, and I have to go find it, at a stash. Oh, cinnamon vanilla without caffeine. Now that's right up my alley, because I like to have a tea sometimes in the evening. Hold on. I like to have a, you know, uncaffeinated hot drink sometimes at night, so this will be perfect. See, I'm sitting here, and there's something about my phone camera that picks up more light than that I see with my eyes. I'm a little backlit. You know, this is backlit when I'm looking at it, so it's hard for me to tell. But it's a little browner, I think, than is showing up, but it's very pretty. Oh, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to knit this one next instead of continuing with this, because this goes so well. And if I knit up 10 grams, it'll go past the 4 inches. And, you know, I will have already started just the plain knitting. So this will be seen. I think I'm going to do this one next. Just so that I can change colors, because who doesn't want to do that? And, you know, it's a sparkly yarn here and a tweedy yarn next. I think that'll be great. You know, starting my hat with brown is not, you know, exciting, but it's a lovely color, brown, and a little richer than is showing on my camera, and tweed, which I love. So, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wind this up today, and I'm going to knit this, and I probably will knit the whole thing because it's 10 grams, so that'll take me to the end of the ribbing and start the rest of the hat, and then I can go from there. New plan. That's the plan. Very pretty color. Trying to think what I did with the little card that told me the names of the yarns. Hold on. So this was yesterday's yarn from Sweet Sparrow, and it was called Cold Snap. This one, perfectly named, is called Pecan Pie. Very cute. I'm going to leave this around so that I can tell you the names of them. So there you go. All right, so that was Sweet Sparrow, and my little something something was tea, which I can use. I have to admit, I threw away the mint. No mint for me. My last yarny. Oh, I gotta get my scissors. Okay, so that's it for the fingering weight. And here is a dolphin is today's day, and I cut it. Now, under the sea, by the sea is the theme. That's pretty. I gotta put my glasses on. I can see the color, but you know. Oh, that's pretty. Now, it's looking a little bluer. Well, maybe it's not. It's hard to tell. It's like a very light blue gray. Very pretty. Now this is a DK. So I'm going to have it with my DK yarns. Very pretty. I'm so impressed with the toads. I love their colors. Very pretty. All right, so that's my yarn situation. That's the yarn situation. Now, day number 2 of my... This is so cute. Now that's printed on the box. Day number 2 of my watercolor. More of this, a little bit of this. And it's a heart in a little bag. This is something to eat. I'm going to be really sad. Not something to eat, but it's not going to fit in my box. How cute is that? And it's in a little heart. So this is also very sparkly. So my blue, yeah, not going to fit. Oh, well. Actually, I have to take the... Still not going to fit. Oh, so close. So close. So close. So, this is going to be a great color for my Christmas cards, because sometimes you want a little something something, you know, you want a little star on top of a tree perhaps, or a little highlight in a ball, Christmas ball, or a Christmas light, or whatever you're going to do, which I don't know. That shimmery gold is going to come in handy. It's a shame it won't fit in my holder though. That's too bad. Oh well. Oh well. So that's today, but I'm excited. So I wonder if she really likes this shimmery paint. That's interesting. See, now I bought this from a woman who didn't follow, you know, it was an Instagram ad. Who I didn't follow. That could be a lie. I think I got it from Etsy. I was rummaging on Etsy looking for watercolor advent. But it seems like she has a channel on YouTube and stuff that I am not familiar with. So maybe she likes really sparkly paintings, and that's why these have sparkle. I am not against the sparkle. Like I said, it's going to make for a very lovely Christmas card. Very lovely Christmas card. So it looks like I'm going to be making these videos very long. I apologize. Ugh. Well, fast forward. Fast forward. I go. My nose is running. Pretend I didn't say that. I think today I'm going to go to Produce Junction. It's one of the things on my list. Oh, I have to start crossing things off my list because I've done some of these things. And get poinsettias. I'm sitting this way so you can see my wreath, because then it's a little bit, you know, Christmassy. I'm wearing my cranberry color. That's the name of the yarn from the cat lady. I don't know if she still does yarn, but I realize I think of it as red, but it's more kind of pinky compared to my red mug. All right, so I will have poinsettias behind me, and I can sit in my regular spot tomorrow if I go to Produce Junction today. So we thought maybe the vet was calling, but they weren't. Okay, so yeah, today I'm going to Produce Junction, so I'll have a whole car full of poinsettias that will be the beginning of my Christmas decorations. And so I can put a poinsettia behind me and I'll be all decorated. Anyway, I gotta go. Took an hour for this, more than an hour for this, my vlog to go up yesterday, but maybe YouTube was very busy on a Sunday, Thanksgiving Sunday, so we'll see. Hopefully this one will go up quicker. Now I got the hiccups. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.